Hi children, this is the world of science. Today I am going to deal with the 7th class unit 2 CV Raman, the pride of India. So we are going to talk about physicist, scientist, inventor and explorer. In our lesson CV Raman, the pride of India. Why we call him as a pride of India? Because he was the first Indian physicist, scientist who received Nobel Prize. He was a man of boundless curiosity and lovely sense of humor. Children, look at the pictures and answer the questions that follow. Do you know about these persons? Can you identify these people? Who are these people? Yes, they are famous Indians who rendered remarkable services in their respectable services, isn't it? In the first picture, our former President of India, APJ Abdul Kalam. In full, Al Pakir Jainul Abdin Abdul Kalam. Indian scientist and politician who played a leading role in the development of India's missile and nuclear weapons programs. He is known as Missile Man of India. He was President of India from 2002 to 2007. In the second picture, we find Srinivasa Ramanujan, who was an Indian mathematician who made great and original contributions to many mathematical fields, including complex analysis, number theory, infinite series, and continued fractions. He was discovered by G.H. His papers were published in English and European journals, and in 1918 he was elected to the Royal Society of London. Sir CV Raman. Sir Chandrasekhara Venkataraman was an Indian physicist whose work was influential in the growth of science in India. He was the recipient of the Nobel Prize for Physics in 1930 for the discovery that when light traverses a transparent material, some of the light that is deflected changes in wavelength. This phenomenon is now called Raman scattering and is the result of the Raman effect. Every year on 28 February, which he discovered the Raman effect, is celebrated as National Science Day. Isn't it, children? In this picture, Homi Jahangir Baba was an Indian physicist who is often considered the father of the Indian nuclear program. In 1954, Baba founded a nuclear research center at Trombay, which was later renamed the Baba Atomic Research Center, BARC. A strong proponent of nuclear energy, Baba organized the first UN conference on the peaceful uses of atomic energy in 1955. He was the head of India's nuclear program until his death. Do you know this person? Yes. He was a Wing Commander Rakesh Sharma. AC is a former Indian Air Force pilot who flew aboard Soyuz T-11 on 3rd April 1984 with the Intercosmos program. He is the only Indian citizen to travel in space, although there have been other astronauts with an Indian background who were not Indian citizens. In this picture, IAF pilot Rakesh Sharma spoke to Indira Gandhi in 1984 from the space. The conversation is remembered for Mr. Sharma's memorable answer to the then Prime Minister's query about how India looks from space. During the news conference, Indira Gandhi asked Mr. Sharma, ऊपर से भारत कैसे दिखते हैं आपको? It means, how does India look like from space? He responded by quoting the poet Iqbal and saying, सारे जहां से अच्छा are better than the whole world. In this picture, Kalpana Chawla was an American astronaut engineer and the first woman of Indian origin to go to space. She first flew on Space Shuttle Columbia in 1997 as a mission specialist and primary robotic arm operator. Children, after listening about all these great people, do you want to be a scientist? Yes, I think all of you want to be a scientist. Tell me why. Okay, note down your answer in your notebooks. Now let's move to oral discourse. Talk on impact of scientific inventions on human life. Tell me, what impact of scientific inventions on human life? It has made us to communicate with each other by telephones. Children, nowadays we are using cell phones, laptops, tablets, computers for our online classes, isn't it? And it has completely changed our life. Scientific inventions have also revolutionized factories. It has increased their production as machines produce more than human. They get more work done than humans in a specific time. Scientific inventions made the life of people very comfortable, isn't it? It reduced the time of manufacturing of production. It drastically increased the production. It created skilled labors and specialization as well. The invention of compass led to discovery of new lands and sea routes. Similarly, the invention of steam engine made transportation very fast and comfortable and also increased trade and commerce. It revolutionized the agricultural and industrial sectors. It changed the lifestyle and culture of people as well. Now, look into glossary. Lost in thought. Giving all your attention to something so that you do not notice what is happening around you. Next one, transparent. allowing you to see through it. Association. A group of people organized for a joint purpose. Cultivation. The process of trying to acquire or develop a quality or skill. Excitement. A feeling of great enthusiasm. Laboratories. A room or building equipped for scientific experiments, research or teaching. Delighted. Feeling or showing great pleasure. Sophisticated, advanced and capable. Equipment, the things that are needed for a particular activity. Modification, change. Hailed, fall or beheld forcefully. Discovery, the process of finding something that was not known about before. Red letter day, it's an idiom. An important day. Red letter day means an important day. Surgeon, a doctor who is trained to perform surgery. Abroad, in or to be a foreign country. Flag, decline, become less. Stringed instrument, any musical instrument with strings. You know, children, example the violin, the sitar, the veena, the guitar, etc. Harmonious, very pleasant. Knight, a man of high social rank or a person with a title. Confine, to restrict. Now let's move to our A reading. Read the following passage and answer the questions that follow. Children, just follow me while I am reading with proper intonations, pause, etc. Okay. On the busy Boo Bazaar street in Calcutta, there was an old building. This picture shows the busy Boo Bazaar street in Calcutta. It was the headquarters of the Indian Association for Cultivation of Science. In December, on a fine evening in 1927, there was much excitement in one of its laboratories. Chandrasekhara Venkata Raman was showing a visitor some of his instruments when a young man, K.S. Krishnan, rushed in and announced, "Professor Compton has won the Nobel Prize." Raman was equally delighted. "Excellent news," he said, smiling at the visitor, and then he was lost in thought. "But look here, Krishnan," he said, turning to the young man. "If this Compton effect is true of X-rays, it must be true of light too." A few years earlier, A.H. Compton had shown that the nature of X-rays changes when passed through matter. The change was dependent on the kind of matter. This effect was called the Compton effect. This picture shows CV Raman's laboratory and discovery of the Raman effect. Could light also change its nature when passed through a transparent medium? That was the question that Raman asked himself. For 5 years, he had been doing research in optics, the science of light. No sophisticated equipment was available in his laboratory. But Raman was confident that he could find the answer with some modifications in his equipment. 4 months later, on March 16th, 1928, Raman announced his discovery of new radiation, describing the behavior of a beam of light passing through a liquid chemical. To an assembly of scientists at Bangalore, now called Bengaluru. The world hailed the discovery as the Raman effect. For scientific research in this country, it was a red-letter day. His discovery caught the attention of the world. With equipment worth hardly rupees 200 and limited facilities, Raman was able to make a discovery which won him the Nobel Prize in Physics in 1930. Children, I think you enjoyed reading till now. Let's discuss with question and answers from the textbook. Answer the following questions. Our first question: why was Raman happy when he learned that Professor Compton had won the Nobel Prize? Answer is, Compton effect was about X-rays. Raman thought if Compton effect was true, his research of light must also be true. Thus, he was delighted to hear the news the Professor Compton has won the Nobel Prize. Our second question: What does the Compton effect tell us? Compton effect tells us that the nature of X-rays changes according to the kind of matter. Third question, what was Raman's advice to young scientists? Raman advised the young scientists not to confine themselves to their laboratories. According to him, the essence of science is independent thinking and hard work. Children, I think you understood well. Here we have beautiful quotations about reading. First one, reading is a conversation. All books talk, but a good book listens as well. One more quotation for you, children. The more that you read, the more things you will know. The more that you learn, the more places you will go. Very beautiful quotation, no? This presentation is by B. Lakshmi Bhavani, School Assistant English. Children, keep yourself busy by reading. Until the next video.